Hello and welcome to a new video. I am Reddit Asks You, and today we asked the question: what's the shallowest reason you had for not going out on a second date? Let's get into the replies. Reply 1. From Don't Touch It 91. She looked similar to my mom. She made a certain facial expression while we were talking and I had the thought, man, that's something my mom does. Couldn't get it out of my head afterwards, and that was it. Reply 2. From Hearing No 4103. Every kid had a different dad. That's a nope from me. I mean, 2 kids I'm willing to work with, but 3? Nah. Reply 3. From Lost M the Nose. She told me no one had ever broken up with her. Reply 4. From Tiny Horses in My Tea. She wanted to see The Fast and the Furious movie, and I decided that made her incompatible with me. Yes, that's how stupid I was in my early 20s. Very nice, pretty girl with a great sense of humor. Later, when I spoke to her and said I fucked up, she simply said yes. Yes, you did. Reply 5. From Aliang Deer. He got mad at me for picking up and talking to another guy on the phone while we were on a date. It was the friend I had watching my dog for the night, asking if he could take the pup to the store to pick out a toy and get some treats. According to the date, I shouldn't be that close with another guy, and it's highly disrespectful to a potential boyfriend to let another guy have any time while around him. I bought my friend dinner and my dog a new bed for dodging that bullet so quick. Reply 6. From Cuisinert Hatrack. Not necessarily shallow, but if there's no chemistry, there's no point. I once met a woman I matched with on an online dating app. She canceled our first date because her friend's cat died? So I already had low expectations, but she hit me up a few days later. We decided to meet at a pub about 10 blocks from my place. She arrived first, and when she saw me walk in, her body language told me she was disappointed. I could see her exhale and her shoulders dropped, like UGH. My profile photos were 100% accurate, but yet my appearance from 20 feet away was a disappointment. We got a table and ordered some beers. Our conversation was all about her job at the Gates Foundation and how she will only go on vacation where she can be online for work 24/7, etc. Clearly not my vibe. I also worked in tech, but I like to unplug. My vacations included going to places where there was no cell signal for days. We clearly weren't a match, and she was itching to end the date. I can carry a conversation with just about anyone, so when the server came around to see if we wanted another round, before she could answer, I said, yes. I could see the muscles in her jaw flexing. We had that second beer, paid, said our goodbyes, and I gave it a few minutes before sending her the "It was so nice to meet you, I wish you great success in your career and in life, but I don't think we are a good match" message. About 6 months later, I got a connection request from her on LinkedIn. Reply 7. From Blanky Blank Blank 1. The first one said she could talk to ghosts that hang out in her room, like hundreds of ghosts hang out with her every day apparently. Second one, less crazy, but I kept trying to ask her questions and she gave 1 or 2 worded answers. I met her, and all I knew from it was that she liked to cook. Didn't have a favorite dish, didn't have a favorite meal, didn't have a favorite style, just she liked to cook. Everything else was I don't know and haven't thought about it, maybe it's me, maybe something I did make her feel uncomfortable, and that may be it, but I couldn't place what I could have done. She left and gave me a handshake. Reply 8. From Gidget Louise. This was in HS during the 80s. He had really bad acne, not the greasy lack of hygiene type, but the kind some people are just unfortunate to have regardless of dermatological help. But was really nice, and we had a bit in common, so we went to a movie, then cruised Broad Street. Cruising on weekends was a big thing in our tiny town. It was a nice time, and when he dropped me off he leaned in for a kiss and I saw a bunch of whiteheads clustered around his lips and I just couldn't. I made some lame excuse about not kissing on the first date and went inside. I turned down a second date using yet another lame excuse of just wanting to be friends. He was nice about it, but I knew he knew why, and I felt terrible about it. We hung out a few other times, then drifted into other groups, as teens are prone to do. He really was a sweet person and I hope he is doing well in life. Reply 9. From Necessary_Cloudy 8649. I had a dream about him having really slimy and wet lips, never felt his lips, and it was such a turn-off I uninvited him to a date that we had already planned together the next day. Reply 10. From Inferior Sex. Girl said hold this and slammed her purse into my chest while she went to try on some pants. Literally dropped her purse on the ground and told her I wasn't a servant. She still wanted to hang out the next day and I told her I wasn't feeling it. Reply 11. From Historian Massive 1111. In the heart of COVID, I hopped on FaceTime with a girl I was talking to. She was cooking, she seasoned chicken with her bare hands and proceeded to lick her fingers to taste. Don't think it's that shallow though, I assume that's universally disgusting and flat out dumb. Reply 12. From Suvanpan. She said I should grow up when I said I regularly play video games. Reply 13. From Tampa_Vice. You know I had the opposite experience. I knew then and there I should have broken up with the girl I was seeing when she said her favorite show was The Big Bang Theory. I decided I was being too shallow so I stuck with her for a while. I should have listened. Also there was one girl who owned a chihuahua. She wanted me to move in with her after less than a week. That should have been a sign too. Reply 14. From Virtual Glass Blowing. We had a great night and were slipping into the bedroom. Somehow, she managed to find a snail in her backyard as we're coming back inside. So she has me watch the snail on her nightstand, WTF, while she freshens up in the bathroom. She comes back out, and I wanted to use the restroom, and when I returned, she was upset that I lost the snail. It was there when I went to the restroom. It turned into this whole ordeal as it was clearly there when I left the room and gone when I came back, yet somehow I lost the thing. Anyway, she still wanted to get frisky, but I just kinda passed out and left early in the morning. Neither one of us reached out to the other for a second date. Not that shallow kinda sounds like I was being gaslit in retrospect, but at the time I felt like a dumbass. Reply 15. From Tabby_Tibbs. She was clingy and fat. She was dead funny and easy to talk to, but it became weird with how clingy she got on the date. After it she constantly texted asking for cuddles. I'm talking multiple messages an hour. And she was clearly using photos on Tinder that were several years old. And I'm not talking about a little bit chubby but nearly twice the size of her photos. Reply 16. From Wide_Ocelot. I danced with a guy at a bar and he was wearing a visor. I thought maybe he had been golfing or playing tennis or something. We decided to go out on a date and he showed up wearing a visor. Was he hiding something? All through dinner at a nice restaurant, visor. Coffee and a walk after dinner, visor. I just couldn't get past the visor. I felt shallow, but you feel how you feel, right? Reply 17. From Z. He lived with his mom. Nice lady, but I'm not looking to be friendly with a grown man's mom as soon as I start hanging out with him. Plus I want a dynamic where come back to my place has sexy/romantic vibes rather than we can hang out in my room while my mom watches TV on the other side of the wall vibes. Reply 18. From Love Me Some Redhead. Not sure if it was shallow, but I went out once with a really pretty girl I'd know a long time. We finally decided to date and she didn't have any real original interests or things to talk about. She was very upfront about saving herself for marriage and didn't want to do anything past holding hands, whereas I was looking for a lot more from a relationship. We didn't like the same movies or TV shows. She liked horses and thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more Reddit comment videos. Check the description for the original post from Reddit. Good luck to everyone today.